Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Odotech. Today we are going to learn about Linux operating system. So before going to learn about Linux operating system, we'll discuss about few things. What is operating system as? So operating system is basically nothing. It's a system software which can help to communicate with man and machines. Suppose here is the diagram. Suppose you have a PC and you just want to run specific application in your PC. So running that application, you need basically a interface. So so if you are getting like communicate with the interface, then you can run your application. So that interface software is called that is system software, and system software we can call it that system software as operating system. So here you can see the diagram. That is, you have computer, monitor, and mouse, printer, everything. And as a user, you just like connected everything and run specific application. So definitely you need a operating system. So operating system is different type. I can say that is Windows, mm, Mac OS, and your Linux operating system. So then operating system is divided uh, two types according to graphic user interface. That is GUI, and next one is CLI. GUI is full from graphical user interface, and CLI is all about command line interface. So what is GUI and what is CLI? For example, you can see this is your like all of those things you can click on graphically. Suppose I'm going to here in desktop and want to create one of the folder. So here I can create a new folder. Okay, that whatever I am doing here, this is all things is graphically. Everything is you do graphically. There is nothing to do in like command line. So whatever you are doing graphically or maintaining a graphical operation in your computer, that operating system is called graphical user interface. And what about CLI? So I'm going to do CMD. Okay, basically it's a Windows command prompt. So what I am going to see, mm, suppose I'm going to see IP address. Okay, so here you can see the IP address. Okay, that should be, you can find out IP address graphically also, and command line using command line also. So whatever the operation you are performing in your computer using command prompt, that should be a command line interface. Okay, so basically in Windows there will be most of the operations are we are doing graphically. In Linux we are doing things command line in command line. Okay, if I am going to show you one of the example. So along then here I'm going to open the command line interface. See, this is the command line interface. So you cannot find anything graphical in this operating system. The whole operation you can going to perform in command. So let's go learn about something about Linux. So basically, Linux is developed by Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds uh, he's from Finland. Okay, and he developed Linux operating system, and his name is Linus. But according to his name, he just uh, put on his name. That should be Linux. Okay. So basically, we are just learn something about Linux operating system. Actually, there was a operating system called Unix, which is developed in 1917 by AT&T Lab. So Once upon time, there was a operating system called Unix. Okay, then then Linux come from Unix. In 1991, Linus Torvalds get the used to like he got a source code. You can call it kernel. Kernel is a core of Linux operating system. You can say that is a heart of operating system. Okay. So actually, how Linux is developed? Linux is developed like everybody after developing the Linux operating system by Linus Torvalds. He used to share this kernel with everyone. It means that he just make it open source. Open source means open source means that it is available openly. Anybody can just picked up and developed according to them. So Linux is developed just like this. We can see that is it is created in 1991 and based on the existing Unix operating system, released in 1994 as version 1. Initially was developed for 18 to 86 processor. Then later on it is available in 32-bit and 64-bit. So let's learn about Linux distros. It means different type of Linux distribution. Like that time, GNU is free operating system and consisting of kernel libraries, system utilities, compiler, and end user applications. GNU's not Unix, which was chosen because its design is Unix-like, but different from Unix by being free software and by not containing any Unix code. So I'm just showing you what is the GNU. So I'm going to start one of the another operating system. Let's see. So it's a Debian based operating system. It's a Parrot. So here it's a GNU kind of Linux operating system. In GNU, basically you cannot get any kind of Unix code. Okay, it is free. You can find all of the utilities, applications, and compiler, everything. You can get GNU, but you cannot find any kind of Unix code. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to entering here password. So here you can find all of the applications here. Here is the all application. You can find all of utilities here. Suppose I am going to do some calculation. In Windows it is Excel, but in inside of Linux it is Libre. So here you can find out all of those things in graphical and utilities, compiler, everything. So this is you can call it it is a GNU. Okay. Let's learn about Linux distro. Linux distro is whatever what is it is showing. It is saying each distro is a package including the OS and different application. Different distros provide different application and require different installation step. The package includes core Linux OS, that kernel, X Windows system and GUI interface, graphical desktop. We'll discuss about what is the graphical desktop, what GNAME and KDE, different application, whatever the application I have showed you here. Okay, and each distro is under general public license, that is GNU. Okay, so here is the Linux distribution called Ubuntu, SUSE, Fedora, uh, Core 5. Simply, there is a lot of Linux distros. So we'll go forward to see something exciting. Allow me 1 minute. So here, this is a distroc.com. It you can find multiple Linux operating here. So suppose you just want to run something about, suppose let's run a Debian operating system. Okay, so here you can try. Suppose I'm going to just try Genome. Okay, okay, now it's running. One more thing I just want to show you guys, that is, if you have if you have not any kind of great resources to learn Linux, so I'm just showing you, that is, you can do practice here. Otherwise, I'm just using something, that is Ubuntu free online Linux. You can do simply click here, you can search, that is uh, run Linux online. You can just put one of this extension in your Chrome browsers, so that you can able to run your Linux. So let's run that Linux. Okay, I'm going to run Ubuntu. Please wait. You can see here, you are also using this Linux distro. Okay, suppose I'm going to click open terminal. So if I'm click on activities, suppose I'm click on, just wait. I'm just open my terminal here. Suppose I'm just trying to do few things. Mkdir. Okay. Suppose I'm going to desktop. and here I'm going to make a directory. Okay, so this is working now. You can practice basic command here. Otherwise, uh, just wait. I'm going to enter the Ubuntu environment. Okay, wait for 7 seconds. It's loading now. So these are different type of Linux distribution. So according to the different type Linux, different like distributions are using different packages. For example, let me show you. Suppose I am just using the Parrot OS. This is a Debian based Linux. This is I'm using Ubuntu. This is also a Debian based Linux. Suppose I am going to start a machine of CentOS. Okay, so I'm just do one thing. I'm just power up the Ubuntu machine. Okay. Suppose here I am just going to do one thing. Suppose I am updating my operating system. So let me do one thing. Just give a super user access to my user. I'm just giving a root access to a normal user. Okay. Let's do one thing. I'm just going to. You can see that is you are using sudo apt get update. Okay, for updating this operating system. Okay, basically apt you can call it a package. So now it is updating. Okay, so let's go to the CentOS. CentOS also having different kind of packages. So in Debian or CentOS most of the commands are similar, but few commands are different. If I talk about arch based Linux, then or OpenSUSE, these are also different kind of Linux flavor, Linux distribution, and they are also using different kind of packages. Okay, I'm just showing you. Now it is updated. Waiting for the desktop environment. Now here we can get Ubuntu operating system. That is, it's work on online. Okay, install now. I am clicking on it. Okay, so suppose I am going to do few operations here. Suppose I am going to In DNF, this is also a package. So DNF is not found in Debian base. So basically what is happening in Ubuntu and ParrotOS is a Debian based Linux. Suppose I am going to run same command in, suppose I am here, I am going to run same command, DNF update. Bash is saying that the DNF command is not found. Okay, DNF command is not working in Debian. So this is my CentOS 9. So I am going to do one thing. I am going to, I just take root access of this system. Let me log in root account. Okay. So here I am just updating DNF update. Okay. So now it is updating. Okay. But whenever I am using same command inside of the ParrotOS, that is command is not found, because different OS operating different Linux operating system has different package manager. Okay. So now you are, I hope you are able to understanding what I am just saying. Few distribution like Debian uh, and Slackware. So there is a Linux operating distribution like Red Hat, Parrot OS, Fedora, Kali Linux, OpenSUSE, Black Arch Linux, and one of the Indian Linux, Garuda Linux. So these are the few Linux distribution, different variety of, uh, and these Linux operating system has using purpose of using has different. At the same times, the Android Linux, Android Android like operating system, the phone Android OS is a part of also Linux, so it is also developed from a Linux kernel. Okay, so let's see what is happening. So I'm just discussing that is how a Linux operating system is work out. Okay, so let me show you. Suppose I am showing you. Suppose this is your terminal, Linux terminal. Sorry for the handwriting. And this is your shell. Okay, and this is your kernel, and this is your hardware. So what is happening? Terminal is the, you can interface of the shell. It means that is a, it whatever in Linux, it is whatever the result or whatever the execution you are going to give the Linux operating system, it should be in text format. Okay, I mean I'm just showing you that is how I just write command for the upgrading and updating the system, that should be in terminal. Okay, so the terminal passing information to cell, the most of the execution will be on cell. Okay, and the cell just giving a result in terminal, that should be in human readable format. Okay, that should be also in text format. Okay, and the cell communicate with a kernel. Okay, means you are commanding, cell is a like a interface, like terminal is a interface of the cell, and whatever the command we are typing, that should be just carry forward towards the kernel, and kernel is helping communicate between cell and the hardware. It means that if you are executing wrong command in Linux terminal, then it will be definitely impact on hardware. This is the process how Linux operating system is working out. So we'll like discuss more few things in going forward, like Linux partitions and Linux file system, and how Linux is different than Windows operating system. Uh, so definitely we'll compare most of operating, like we'll compare in between Linux and other operating system. So why today generation, like today tech IT companies are using Linux operating system? Because it is secure, open source, and it allowed to develop to modify its kernel. And there will like for the most of the thing is it is using for the secure purpose. For example, one of the advantages it is, if you are running a startup and if you have 40 computers, okay, so suppose you are going to putting all of the inside of your system in Windows operating system with the license, then it will be take a lot of expenses, like you have to spend money for the purchase Windows license. So same way, if you are going to purchase macOS, then it will be really more than expensive as compared to Windows. Suppose you are going to install your Ubuntu in a 30 computer, then there is no need of putting like any kind of expensive expenses on purchase license. So it is free of cost. So most of the like this is one of the advantages, that is you are not purchasing license in the Linux. And Linux is run in a minimum hardware. For the Windows there will be the, or Mac there will be a specific hardware, but Linux run in a smoothly run in a like a basic hardware resources. Okay, in Linux, but in case of Linux and Windows, Linux for using Linux operating system, you need some skilled people. Like most of the thing you are going to perform in your in a terminal, so people needs to be understand about the command and how Linux is working out. So most of the like things are you are going to perform inside of a terminal instead of having a user graphical user interface. So this is the basic difference I told you about Linux and Windows. But going forward, I'll make a dedicated video on it and do some comparison between Linux and Windows and otherwise, and find out some advantages and disadvantages of Windows operating system. In today class, like we just see that is history of Linux. Who developed Linux? It is Linus Torvald. And Linus Torvald is not only developed Linux operating system, he's also developed Git, okay, source code management, or later on we'll discuss about it. And we should remember these people because they are having a great contribution towards the IT domain. Okay, even Python, like inventor Guido Hamrosum, he is also did great things. So we should remember them and giving them respect for their contribution towards like human society. So these are few things about Linux operating system. So going forward, we'll learn about more something like file system and all of those things about Linux operating system. So for today, this is the all about history of Linux. So tomorrow we'll come with a new video in depth of Linux, all of those things. So thanks for like watching for all of this video, and you should follow the series. I just want to make from the scratch everything, where you can get all of the theory and all of the practical, and going forward we'll also get into a depth of Linux.